it was that toe issue I've got.
Yep.
Obviously, I'm not going to pull up my toe on camera or anything like that, but it's a good opportunity to discuss like that. This disassociation that me as a layperson might have, and I'll kind of go into the story being my right big toe. It was a joint pain, right? That's the correct description. Joint pain. Now, my assumption, I think what happened was I kicked something and the joint bent backwards. Right? So I assume all the pain's in there. I can, if I'm being realistic, I'll also take into account I do rock climbing, so there's a level of pushing on that big toe, following that as well. And then I also do martial arts, so there's also balancing on or like standing on that big toe, like putting weight on that big toe when I'm in stance, or even when I kick. Sometimes not the best kick, but like I'll land hard with the combination of the what's connected to your big toe, like there, that bit. This bit. That bit.
The ball of your foot?
Yeah, the ball. So I'll hit with the ball and they'll kind of like be connected with the big toe kind of thing. So again, further stress on that. And so I was, I thought maybe it was a fracture. I thought, maybe I dislocate or something. I didn't know. I thought definitely there's something wrong with my big toe. And then I come talk to you and you take a look at it and you're starting to push. You're pushing around up along my leg. I can't describe where exactly. You'll probably talk about it. But yeah, it was like my calf or something like that. And I think you'll take it away. What was wrong with me?
Okay. So if we consider all the principles I've said so far, when you have a mechanical issue and it's exposed to stress, you haven't just exposed your muscles to stress, you've exposed your connective tissue, that's the ligaments, collagen, the fascia, all that stuff, but also your bones, okay? So you have those three things. It's highly likely any one of those or more of those could have been damaged if you've overstressed it, right? So we have to go through a full assessment. We have to check your bones first. If there is a fracture, fracture's got to heal. You can't rehab a fracture. The bone cells just got to rebuild, reconnect, and realign. We go through the assessment for that. No fracture. That's what I discovered. Checked your ligaments and connective tissue. No damage there because you only felt the pain under load but when I applied the pressure or movements or stress, you didn't feel anything. So that can only leave out muscles, and we tested the muscles. Very weak. Got you to load the muscles. You couldn't. Instead, you felt the pain. So the assessment procedure pretty much revealed muscles, but what muscles are around the big toe? Very small muscles. They run up your calf. So what I did was I applied pressure to those muscles and forced that to work isometrically. And then we exposed your toe to stress again. And what happened was it alleviated some of the pressure. And
similar to the neck issue.
Exactly right.
You created that support that you were trying to control isometrics with. Where was it again? Where did you press?
It was just at the calf, behind the shin bone.
Yep. And then you gave me that support.
Yep.
And then we went on it and it was alleviated. I could put a little bit more weight on it, much better. So that was how you were able to isolate down and go, there's an issue up there at the calf. There's something not firing right. Okay.
Correct.
And what was the issue?
So when you exposed your toe to stress, you have stressed not just the connective tissue or the bone, but also that muscle. So that load that went through your big toe, maybe your connective tissue in your bones were strong, but that muscle was not. So it took all the
compromise.
stress.
It's the one that like everyone's able to hold the weight, but that one person wasn't because it's not. And so they kind of got the most damage. Yeah,
exactly right.
They didn't have the buffer to take it. Like having certain parts of my body more trained than the other. Which part did you say that was could take the load? Which part of my leg took the load?
Well, in that case, if your big toe couldn't, the rest of your toes did.
Okay, so the rest of my toes were able to take the load. Just the big toe and the connective tissue with the calf, they gave, and that's where the issue. It shows that I need more training, not conditioning. Conditioning is to not feel pain. It's more exercise, rehab.
You needed to learn how to not just load your big toe, but your leg knee down and your leg, hip down.
Mm-hmm.
So you basically a whole chain.
Yeah.
If we correct some adaptations, you'll be able to load not just your toes but your big toe more evenly. Okay. So we strengthen up all those muscles, and that took away the stress from that one muscle taking all the load and distributed it evenly along your leg.
Okay, I mean, yeah. So I'm glad. Like, I'm really happy. As we're talking about this, I'm happy I can listen to this again. So every time I need to like, kind of get my head in gear of what's wrong with my recurring issues, I can solve them. Especially now that I'm real into martial arts and stuff.